Hi, I'm John and welcome back to my layer of action figures where I'll be talking and reviewing action figures from different manufacturers. Today we're going to be having another closer look at a G.I. Joe classified figure. This one is Spirit Iron Knife. Here's number 36 in the line of the G.I. Joe classified series. Let's dive in the history of this figure before we reveal what's in the box. Of course, this is my original figure from 1984 that I have for my private collection. As you can see, the figure looks not too bad. Already in those years, he had a very interesting rifle with some darts in it. I do regret that they didn't use a similar rifle for the new figure, but I can understand in 2022 that you want to modernize him, and I'm very happy of the result. What is very funny is that in Europe, we did not get Spirit until 1991. Of course, we got a repaint, not the same one. So this is the one we got as in Europe, and this one came out in 1991. So let's dive into what do we get in the box. Of course, we get Spirit, we get his backpack, we get his rifle with removable ammo clip, we have of course pistol, and we have two different knives. This one is a bit interesting and has a bird skull on it. It looks pretty neat. And the other one is a regular one, and of course we get his bird, or his bald eagle, Freedom, with different wings if you want to use it spread out. So what are my thoughts on this figure, and also what do I believe if this figure is going to be a high value collectible item or not? This is what we're going to be talking about. Now, I'm going to gear this figure back up. Personally, I like what they did with the new version of him. Of course, some people would complain about the fact that he doesn't have his belt with his tissue hanging over. Personally, I don't mind that at all. I like the fact that we finally get something that you should be getting with every G.I. Joe classified figure who's updated. I mean, any figure in 2020 should have this. Now, of course, the knife is something that is highly appreciable, but what I do like with this figure is we get a secondary weapon who's a pistol, who seems logic for any kind of special force unit to have. So here we have the gun. Of course, you always have this little clips that you can do over here to clip the gun on. And of course, you can decide which kind of wings you want to put on Spirit, on his eagle. Of course, this is going to be the wings spread out. Personally, I prefer the other wings. I'm going to put this here and should put this one here because it makes it a lot easier. Of course, Hasbro is being very good at doing the animals. You can see the head moves. There's a lot of interesting articulation on this figure. Also, you have two pegs, the holes here, so you can clip the eagle up on his backpack. I'm not really convinced that that would be an easy place for landing for the bird, but here you have it, Spirit and Freedom all geared up. Now, personally, what I don't like about this figure is that they have done some pegs holes over here so you can put the bird, but you will understand the problem is that this part is fixed. It's not some kind of armband that you can move around. So if you're putting the eagle on, it is very hard to give him a very logic way of posing. If this would be movable, if you'd be able to move it around and block it in a certain position, this would come out a lot better. So that's the reason why we'll be giving this figure a 9 out of 10, due to the fact that this part is a bit not so great. So that's why I thought it's going to be only a 9 out of 10. Now, do I believe this figure has any value in the future? I think this figure is very interesting. He came out, the suggest price was $24.99. He's sold out nearly everywhere. He was a general release in the US. You could also purchase him from Hasbro Pulse for Europe, as the fact that Hasbro doesn't want to sell them to anybody else in Europe, except if you go through their website. Now, this is why I think you can hand on. This figure has a lot of very interesting points, because it touches the people who read the comics. It also touches the people who love the cartoon, due to the fact that Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow had this rivalry in the comic book that was harder to translate on the screen due to the fact that Snake Eyes does not speak. So Snake Eyes in the cartoon was replaced by Spirit, and you have many episodes where they're fighting out with each other, and at the end they have to help each other to get out of it. So there's an honor code around this figure. This is why I think this figure is a good investment. Now, of course, I guess Hasbro likes to do repaints or do modifications, so we're going to be getting him in the Sergeant Marauders. Well, it's not called that, it's called Mad Marauders now. So we're going to get a repaint of this guy, and we're also going to get him in his retro line. But I still think, due to the fact of the quantity of equipment that he has, I think the retro line one may have maybe these wings not included, because I don't see how they would be able to fit everything in it. So that's why I think this figure is really worth the investment. So that's going to be it for this review. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please leave a like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel so you do not miss any of my videos. You can also follow my Instagram page, Facebook page, where I post pictures. I will show a few pictures, you can see them on screen, that I did of Spirit outside. I like doing that, so have a look over there so you don't miss anything. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!